YouTube, what's up? I am Kiana Lachey and welcome to the Kiana Lachey channel. On this channel, we talk about all things entrepreneurship, real estate, home ownership, and of course, motherhood, because I'm a mom. So if any of that is your jam, go ahead and click the like and subscribe button. You're gonna want to tune into this. So today I want to talk to you about student loans. If you are trying to buy a home in 2022 or beyond, and student loans are a barrier to your homeownership journey, or you don't know if they may be or not, you definitely want to stay tuned. I'm going to be sharing some information that'll be helpful in your journey. So, as we just recently saw, it just came out in the news that Joe Biden will no longer allow student loan suspension payments to be a thing. We will now have to begin paying our student loans back. So, during COVID, there was a law that was created for people with student loans that allowed us to suspend those student loan payments, meaning we didn't have to worry about paying our student loans back starting in maybe 2020. So almost 2 years. Yeah, like 2 years. And now there was an article that recently surfaced around the internet and on social media that said now Joe Biden is going to start back up the student loan payment process. So that means now we will be obligated to pay our student loans again. And if you're anything like me, because I got student loans, it's no fun. Those student loan payments are not fun. So for you who is trying to buy a home, sometimes those student loans can be a barrier. I've recently had a client come to me who had a massive amount of student loans. I think her student loans were like at 90, like close to $100,000. And she went to previous lenders and would get denied because her DTI. For those of you who don't know what DTI is, that is debt to income ratio. So her debt to income ratio was too high in order for her to qualify for a home. What that means is that her student loan payments made it harder for her to be able to afford the monthly payment on a mortgage. Okay? So if she didn't have those student loan payments, she would very well be able to afford a home. But because those payments, which I think her payments added up to like $300 or something a month, that made her DTI too high to qualify for a home. So we provided her with the solution. In order for her to be able to qualify for a home and still be able to manage her student loan payments, we provided a solution to her. Now, she was in what's called the IDR program. That is the Income Driven Repayment Program. So the company that manages or services your student loans can help you with this program. You will have to call them and go over your options. Ask them to go over your options with you, because the IDR repayment plan is a great program for people who have student loans to be able to manage those payments. So this particular client had about $300 payments in student loans on a monthly basis. However, she still could not qualify because that was what she was bringing in. I instructed her to go back to the IDR program by contacting her student loan servicer and asking them to lower those monthly payments. So the way that it works is they put a payment on every student loan, and most of the time that particular payment on that particular student loan just depends on how much that loan balance is. So like when you have different student loans amounts, sometimes it can range from like maybe 10 grand to like maybe 20 grand or even 5,000 per student loan. So her payments were different. Her payments ranged from, I think, like maybe $15. Some were $50. Some were, $30 and things like that, which added up to be about $300 a month. So I instructed her to go back to them, talk to them, and ask them to lower that overall payment. When she came back, and after she spoke to them, and when she came back to me, she had been able to get her payments lower to $20 a month. $20 freaking dollars a month. That's a big deal, because now she was barely able to qualify for $120,000 home. And now, because her DTI is lower, she can qualify for much more house. So the way that debt to income ratio work, for those of you who don't know, is whatever monthly payments that you have going out, and these are on the credit report, so it doesn't include things like a light bill or phone bill or things like that, but it does include things such as like a car note or a credit card, or if you have like a personal loan. These things that report on your credit report is what we look at and what we utilize to calculate your debt to income ratio. So when we're qualifying you for a home, the more money you have going out to those particular things, those particular accounts, it subtracts what you're bringing in, if that makes sense. Because at the end of the day, your mortgage payment, you have to be able to show that you can afford your mortgage payment when we're getting you approved, when we're calculating your debt and your expenses and your income and getting you approved. So the more that you have going out, the more it takes from your income that you're bringing in on a monthly basis from your job, whether that be a W-2 job, or it be, a 1099 or self-employment income. So I always tell people, one of the things that you want to do when trying to even purchase a home or qualify for a home, if you want to qualify for the most, what you want to do is try to pay down as much of that debt as possible. So like if you have a credit card, and let's say maybe you have $1,000 or a $500 credit card, but on that credit card, your monthly statement tells you to pay, or your monthly payment on that credit card may be like $50. Normally it's like $25, but we'll just say $50 for the sake of this video. That $50 is going to be deducted from your income on what you can afford on a monthly basis for a mortgage. So if you're looking to purchase a home for, let's say, like $300,000, which would run you probably about maybe $2,000, it just depends, a rate, all taxes, insurance, all that stuff goes into a factor. So I'm not speaking of actual numbers. I'm just throwing out numbers here. So don't go calculating this stuff and trying to figure it out, because it's not going to work. It's a lot of things that goes, it's a few things that go into it that you don't have right now. But if you want to know that, you can always schedule consultation, or feel free to ask me in the comments, and I'll get that information to you. However, for the sake of this video, we're just throwing out numbers there. So let's say you want to buy a home that's $300,000, and the monthly payment on that home may run you about $1,900 or $2,000. You have to be able to show that you can pay that, right? So let's say your monthly income that you're bringing in is maybe about $5,000. Let's just say you bring in $5,000 a month. However, you have $4,000 going out every month to bills, credit cards, car notes, and things like that. Well, if you have $4,000 going out a month, you clearly will not qualify for that home to make that $2,000 monthly payment. Now that's a little exaggerative, but I'm just trying to help you understand and help you kind of get the picture of where I'm going with this. So if you're looking to buy a home and you have monthly debts or expenses that you're paying out, so try to pay that down as much as possible, at least so that $50 payment for that credit card can be a $0 payment. Now, you don't have to go paying off everything, but if you have a small credit card or credit card balance of $500 or $1,000 or less, and you say, hey, I know in the next 6 months I want to buy a home, try to focus on paying off that $1,000 credit card and then not using it. Then once you get your house and you're able to qualify for that $300,000 home, you can then begin using that credit card again. Okay, So I just wanted to share this video about that because I have ran into a few people during my career, a couple of people who have had these issues of student loans, student loan issues where they can't qualify for a home sometimes at all, let alone the price that they want to qualify at because they have this a massive amount of student loan debt that they're paying monthly to. All right. So if you're wanting to buy a home, if you're wanting to purchase a home and you have student loans, take the time to assess your student loans and figure out what it is that you need to do or how much you need to be paying, if you even need to pay, lower that payment at all so that you can be able to qualify. And if you have questions, always consult with a mortgage professional or reach out to your student loan servicer and see what options they have for you. I know the IDR is probably one of the more popular ones, but they may have some other options for you as well. So just reach out to them and see. And if you have any questions about where you stand as far as qualifying, you can always reach out and schedule a consultation or, make a comment below if you have a general question about a situation. Feel free. And I would love to help you. I would love to answer any questions that you guys may have to help you figure out what's best for you, your family, and your situation. All right. So if you like this video, please subscribe and give it a thumbs up. And yeah, let me know. We'll be making more videos like this. The goal is to make a weekly video talking about these types of topics or different topics that fall in the line of this channel. But if you guys have anything you would like to hear specifically about when it comes to the home ownership process, then please feel free to let me know. All right. Bye.